Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. I was talking so high, no words were coming out. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. It's Friday. You can't complain. And not only is it Friday, but it's Feel Good Friday, which just makes things even better. It's always Feel Good Friday on Friday, right? You guys, I'm so excited to show you these kits. They are gorgeous. I cannot wait for you to see them. Hello to all my YouTube family. Cynthia, Norma, Mary, my Colleen is here. Anita is here. Kathy, Regina, Janet, Ruby. Hi, Ruby. Hi, everybody. Facebook is just now showing up. Robin is in the house. Hello, my love. How are ya? Hi, hi. Oh my goodness. Hi, Cindy. Karen. Oh, it's all the birthday stuff's already started. Y'all, my birthday's not till Tuesday. We don't have to celebrate till then. Let's not push it. No, I'm just kidding. You can say whatever you want to me. I'll take it because I'm a party all weekend. I'm a party all weekend and maybe all next weekend too. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to party because, you know, you only get one birthday a year. And I really wanted to avoid this one, but there are people in my life who are not going to let me hide from this one. So I'm just going to embrace it. Oh my gosh. Y'all, for real though, it's not till Tuesday. And we'll be together on Tuesday. We're going to be together on Tuesday. Okay, so let's talk about it, right? So now that everybody's kind of coming in, let's talk about what's going on next week. So on Tuesday of next week, it will be my actual birthday, and I'm having a little birthday celebration with two of my favorite people in the whole world. Sam will be here with us, as will Nile, because we all three celebrate our birthdays very, very close together. For those of you who don't know, Sam's birthday was yesterday. And was it yesterday? Yesterday? Day before yesterday? It was yesterday. Sam's birthday was yesterday. Pretty sure. I don't know. I might be a day off. I'm sorry, Sam. And then Nilay's birthday is the day before mine. So we thought it would only be fitting if we all got together and did a little something for our birthday. And so that's what the plan is for next Tuesday. We're going to be using Sam's bead box for July. We're going to be looking at silver silk. It's going to be a good time because the three of us together, you know, it's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely don't want to miss out on that. Okay. Something else tomorrow, I have a Michael's class. That Michael's class is at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and we're making a little wire wrapped ring. It's going to be a quick and easy project, but really fun, and you can stack them up and make them in all the colors that you want. It's going to be awesome. So if you want to come, that's completely free. You just go to the Michael's website, sign up for the class, and they'll send you an email reminder to let you know before class starts. So you don't have to do anything except just be there, right? Let's see. Anything else I need to tell you guys? Well, for our hardwired group, which I'll be talking to you guys later, we have a schedule change for next week, but we'll talk about that more later. I can't think of anything else other than the fact that it's Feel Good Friday. Hooray! So for those of you who are unfamiliar with Feel Good Friday is all about easy, instant gratification jewelry that you can recreate. And I have made kits. Everything that you see in today's show is in kit form, and you can get it over in my Etsy shop. All of your purchases are much appreciated and are how I stay afloat, how I keep my lights on, how I buy my beads, and how I am able to continue to come here and do this with you guys instead of having to go and work, you know, with like the real world. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I prefer this. I'm just saying, I prefer this, and I can't do it without you guys. So anyone who makes purchases, I appreciate so much. You have no idea. So not last week, let me get my notebook here. It wasn't last week. It was the week before. And it might have even been a little bit longer than that. We did 2 truths and 1 lie. Do you guys remember? And for the first 10 people who entered the 2 truths and 1 lie and got it correct, the first 10 purchases that left that, they got a present. They got a really cool little Swarovski crystal charm included in their order and a 20% off coupon to use in my shop. And I kind of buzzed through that the week after and forgot to announce who the winners were. The winners already know. They've already gotten their stuff and they already know. But I wanted to like kind of loop back around to that for you all, for those of you who were curious. So our winners were Michaela Davis, Erlene Sakura. I hope I'm not, I totally cannot pronounce that, and I don't want to mess it up. Mary Smith, Karen White Yanes, Jacqueline Desjardins. I'm bad. Okay, I'm bad. Dina Hayes, Sherry Krause, and Janet Gropp were our winners for that. And that was 2 truths and 1 lie. Okay, so the reason that I'm telling you, other than the fact that just congratulations to the winners, because that was super cool. But I wanted to tell you because some of you have been asking, like, you never told us which ones were the truth and which ones were the lies. So the first one that I said was that I had gotten pulled over in Miami for driving too slow. That was actually a lie. But it was a trick because I'd actually had this conversation with you guys previously. I did get pulled over for driving too slow, but it was not in Miami. It was in Los Angeles. So that one was a little tricky, but that was a lie. The second one was, I can't remember exactly how I worded it, but that I was in ROTC and an expert marksman. That was a truth. That was an absolute truth. Back in the day, I was in ROTC and I was undefeated in my region. So yes, I can shoot a gun very, very well. Give me a rifle and just put me to work and I'm good to go. The third one was that I did ballet and belly dancing. That also was a truth. The only lie was the one about getting pulled over. I did take ballet for a very long time, and I did do belly dancing, both of which I can still do. Not necessarily the most graceful anymore, but I absolutely did do both of those things. So I've been very, like, I can shoot a gun, but I can also, like, do ballet. Like, I'm kind of well-rounded in that way. I have lots of those secret things that you guys might not know about. So anyway, that was a lot of fun. Thank you, Sylvia. I think so too. That was a lot of fun. So we're going to do it again. We're not going to do it today, but I think next week we'll do another 2 truths and 1 lie. And there will be a prize for it because it was just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I really, really liked it. So looking forward to doing that again with you guys. All right, so our Feel Good Friday show, I've got 6 kits for you guys. I normally only do 5, but this one has 6 in it, and I've got a really beautiful maker mix. Now, before we get started, I do want to go ahead and shout out to Sam, because there are some amazing beads in these kits that are directly from Sam and Sam's Bead Shop. There are also some beads and some findings that are directly from Miss Danielle Wicks, and I could not do what I do without you guys, and I could not do it without the 2 of them either. They are so good to me. I feel absolutely spoiled. Every time I go to the mailbox and there's a package from the 2 of them, it's like Christmas. So I just want to encourage all of you that if you are looking for beads, if you're looking for findings, if you are looking for anything to add to your stash of beady goodness, Sam's Bead Shop and Danielle Wicks and her Etsy shop, you guys, you got to give them lots and lots of love because they take such good care of me. And like I said, I could not do this without them, and they have no idea how much I love them. So give them some love. All right. And you're going to see lots of goodies from them today. So I'm going to get started with the maker mix. The maker mix, you guys, don't forget, every time you purchase a maker mix, if you create a piece of jewelry using the maker mix, you can post it and you are automatically entered to win in a drawing where we just randomly draw a name and that person gets a prize pack from me. You don't have to be judged. It's just enter and that's all. Just post a picture. Nobody's judging your piece. We're just looking for inspiration and sharing some of the love because I got a lot of beady goodness to go around and I like to share it with you guys. So, all right, so let's get started with the maker mix. I'm going to turn y'all around and we are going to get started. All right, so our maker mix for the week, this one is called a Beachy Keen, like Peachy Keen. And this one is Beachy Keen. And I'm in love with this one. Okay, I'm just saying, I'm so in love with that. I'm not in love with the German Shepherd dog hair. Oh, and I just shot a bead across the room. But I just wanted you all to take a quick look at this one. It was a freshwater pearl that is gone. This one has all of the things that make me feel like the beach. There are some coconut beads in here. There is some Larimar in here. There is mother of pearl shell. There is wood. There are freshwater pearls. There are some amazing check glass shell beads. There are some mother of pearl little disc beads. There are some little charms in here, some melon beads. It's just a really beautiful kind of natural feeling maker mix. This one is so, so pretty, and it definitely gives me beach vibes for sure. So beachy keen. There's some little Larimar pieces in here. I know I already mentioned that because the big ones, but these little rondelles are super cute. So that's the, who's grumpy? Yeah, Grumpy's to get a Snickers bar. Come on now. It's Friday. You can't be grumpy on a Friday. But yeah, so that's our maker mix for the week. Super, super pretty. I love it. The color palette it's so natural and just feels like vacation to me. All right, moving that out of the way, let's get started, shall we? So I've got a couple of kits that go together. We're going to start out with a bracelet mix, or not a bracelet mix, a bracelet project that I think is absolutely beautiful. And you guys are going to love it because it has a check glass button in it. Look at the or it's not a butterfly, the dragonfly button. Oh, yes, yes, yes. These came from Danielle. Beautiful dragonfly button. That's going to be our clasp. We've got some purple bead-along bead stringing wire for this, and we've got some gorgeous beads. And I'm going to show you. This is just a straight stringing project. There's a little bit of wire wrapping in it. All right, so we're going to wire wrap some of these cute little bellflowers that came from Sam. The Druck beads came from Danielle. There are some seed beads in here. And then these are the star. These came from Sam. I love these. Little check glass triangle beads. So they're drilled this direction, and it's hard to see on camera, but they have like this rainbow to them that's like green, yellow, purple, blue, and pink. They're so pretty. So we're going to put these together. I do need to snip this apart really quickly. And again, just a straight stringing project, but we're going to make a seed bead loop to go with our little button here. And then these have a matching pair of earrings to go with them. So let me undo the bead stringing wire here, and I'm actually going to pull up the picture so that I string this the correct way because I don't want to mess it up. And we're going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and do our loops on our bellflower. Actually, you know what? Looks like I had them already done. Well, let's undo one and redo it just so you can see. I don't know why I didn't. So with all of the little pink bellflowers, you're going to put those onto a head pin, and you're going to do a wrapped loop on those. Okay, so you're just going to thread those on just like that. We're going to come in with our bent chain nose pliers, and we're going to bend the wire over the top of the pliers. And then we're going to make a loop. We're going to make a big loop. So we're going to come back here towards the back of our round nose pliers, and we're going to go up and over with that wire going over the top barrel of the pliers. Rotate those pliers and take that wire over to the other side. And then you just want to wire wrap in the space between the loop and the top of your bead. And then you just want to cut off any excess. So that makes a nice big loop, which is exactly what we're going for. So trim off the excess wire, tuck in the end if you need to. Okay. And you're going to do that to all of those. Now I'm going to pull up the picture. Like I said, I just pull up the picture for reference because I don't want to string this the wrong way. We're going to start out with our bead stringing wire. We're going to start with our button. Okay, so I'm going to thread on my crimp bead. I'm going to thread on our wire guardian. So I'm going to take the wire up through the wire guardian, back down. And then before I take the bead stringing wire back through our crimp tube, I'm going to thread on our button. And that's just going to connect it directly. So no jump ring here. Take the tail of that wire, thread it through the shank on the back of the button, and then it's going to slide down into, you can see the shank of the button slides down into the wire guardian. We're going to drop down our crimp tube. Okay. Now, just like with all of our stringing projects, when we are crimping, we want to be sure that our bead stringing wire is not crossing within our crimp, that those two wires are running parallel inside there. And we're going to come in with our crimper tool. We're going to place it into the back notch of the crimper tool, and we're going to give it a squeeze. That's going to further separate out those wires within that crimp so they're not touching inside there. And then we're going to turn it sideways, place it into the front notch of our crimper tool, and give it another squeeze. That's just going to tidy it up a bit, make that crimp a little bit smaller, and then you can come in with your cutter tool and trim off the excess. Okay. All right. Now, again, just straight stringing here. We're going to thread on 2 of our seed beads. That's just going to give us a little bit of space, and I'll show you why that's important. So we just want to be sure that we're clearing the edge of our button before we get started with all of our beads. See, so two crimp beads, okay? And then we're gonna thread on one of our triangle beads. Okay, we're gonna thread on another seed bead. We're gonna thread on one of our bellflowers and a triangle bead and a seed bead. Okay, so that's our first little set. Okay, and you can see that that bead, our bellflower, is not going to touch our bead stringing wire. That seed bead in between there is protecting it. So this is going to have a lot of movement. Okay, now we're going to thread on a druck. I love these beads. They're some of my absolute favorites. So there's the druck. We're going to thread on a daisy spacer, just to bring a little bit of metal into this, right? And then another druck bead. Okay. And then a seed bead. And then we're just going to repeat our pattern. So that's basically all there is to this design, is just the repetition of, we're doing the 2 triangles, and we're making sure that we separate these with a seed bead, right? We're going to pop one of those beautiful little bellflowers on, and another triangle bead. All of these triangle beads, and I think I did already mention it. They came from Sam. And then the beautiful druck beads and the button came from Danielle. All right, so druck bead going on. And I love this purple bead stringing wire too. The purple bead stringing wire, you don't really see it, but if you do happen to see it, it matches. It's just so pretty. It's 19 strand from Beadalon, and everybody's got a good amount of it included in their kit. Right, so you can see how this is going together. It's just a simple but so pretty, right? So you see how pretty that is, and then that beautiful button to go with it for the clasp. I have no doubt these will sell out quickly, so you might not want to sit too long on these. And again, that's always true with most of my kits on Feel Good Fridays. They're always in limited supply. So, you know, if you see something, don't wait too long, because sometimes by the end of the show, sometimes they're gone. Sometimes it takes the whole weekend, but it really just kind of depends on how people are feeling that day. Thank you, Malika. Not quite yet, but I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, so just a few more beads to go, and then we're going to finish this off, and we're going to make a seed bead loop that's going to actually go around our button. So just another set of each. So our triangle bead, another seed bead, a bellflower, and then a triangle. And guys, these have the cutest pair of earrings to go with them that I'm going to show you next. Okay, so stick around, because I got lots of really awesome kits today. All right, so a druck bead. Well, if I could hold on to the spacer, that'd be good. Really struggling with these today. Okay. Another druck, and then a seed bead. And then we're going to thread on our crimp tube. Okay. And we're going to make a seed bead loop. So let me just show you what we've got so far. All right. Look how pretty. How pretty is that? It's just simple, beautiful. It's got a little bit of swing and movement to it. All right. So to finish off, we're going to thread on our crimp tube, and then the rest of our seed beads here, I'm going to thread all of these on, and we're going to loop them around. So let me pick up each one of these really quickly, and I'll show you how to finish this off. It's one of my favorite ways to use a button, and I love the addition of the seed beads with this. A lot of times with our jewelry designs here, we use buttons and we'll use like leather or some kind of cord, but seed beads make a great loop as well. So if you're ever looking for an alternative way to finish something off and you've got a button, this is a great way to do it too. And you don't even have to use the seed beads, honestly. Since we've got this beautiful purple bead stringing wire, we can actually just leave the bead stringing wire exposed and use it as the loop by itself, and it would still match and be beautiful. All right, so there are all of our seed beads, okay? Now, I'm going to just take my bead stringing wire, and remember we thread our crimp tube on down here. I'm going to separate everything out just a little bit so that I can get my bead stringing wire back through that, right? And I'm going to pull down. And when I pull down, that's going to make a cute little loop out of our seed beads. And then I just need to crimp. So back notch of the crimper tool, give it a squeeze, and then turn it sideways and put it into the front notch and give it a squeeze. And then you just want to trim off the excess. And your bracelet is done. And you've got a loop that goes right over your button, and that's how you would put your bracelet on. Is that not beautiful? So pretty. The colors, I'm in love with the colors in this project. I hope you guys are feeling the same way about it. I feel like it just turned out really, really beautifully. The beads did all the work for me. I got the inspiration from the dragonfly button. And then Sam had sent me these gorgeous beads. I had these drucks. It all just kind of went together exactly like it should. I feel like it's just a really beautiful bracelet that you can wear spring and summer. Like I'd wear this all year, honestly. These colors work so well with everything. All right, so that's the bracelet. I'm going to sit this to the side because this, like I said, has got a pair of matching earrings to go with it. It's a separate kit. I'm going to show them to you. So the earrings are super cool. I've got one already made, and then we'll put the other one together. Together. So super cute triangle earrings with some more of the triangle beads and some of the bellflowers, some little pops of green in these. So we're going to put these together really quickly. Makes a cute little set. So for each one of the eye pins, you're going to put 16, already did these. You're going to put 16 seed beads, okay, on 2 of the eye pins that are included. That's going to be your triangle here, right? The 2 sides of your triangle. And then down here on this bottom eye pin, we're going to thread on a seed bead, right? We're going to thread on a triangle. We're going to thread on another seed bead. We're going to thread on one of our bellflowers that you do a wrapped loop on, okay? And then a triangle and another seed bead. And we're just going to do a simple loop on this one, okay? Simple loops, no wrapped loops here. We're keeping it all just really straightforward with this. Okay, so I'm going to bend the wire, and I'm going to come in with my cutter tool, and I'm going to trim off, leave yourself about 1/4 of an inch of wire. That might be a little much. Okay, then you're going to use your round nose pliers, and we're going to roll back towards ourselves, towards our beads to close our loop. Okay, so we've got loops on both ends, and we're going to attach all of those together. But let's go ahead and make our dangles for the center. So in the center here, we're going to take a head pin for our bottom dangle, and we're going to put on a bellflower bead. We're going to put on 2 seed beads and a check glass. And we're going to do a simple loop on it. Okay, So I'm just bending the wire right where it is exiting the bead. And again, trim off, leave yourself about 1/4 of an inch. And then roll back to close up your loop. And then we're going to thread our last round onto an eye pin and do a simple loop with it as well. Okay. And then roll back. All right. And then we're just going to connect these. So one of the loops that you make, you're just going to open it up, thread on, and that is done. Okay. So now everything left here is just putting everything together. We've got a jump ring, our ear wire, and that's pretty much it. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up very gently one of the loops with our seed beads on it and put on one end, attaching there. Okay. We're going to do the same thing over here on the other side. So open the loop, thread on, close that back. Okay. Now we just want to take everything and form a little triangle with it, right? So we're just going to bring everything up just like that. And we're going to connect everything together with our jump ring. So our jump ring, open that up. Thread there. Thread on here. Yeah. And then right there. And then add your ear wire and close that back, and they're done. Super cute. They match the bracelet. They look super cute even if you don't do the bracelet. I mean, they're just cute little earrings all by themselves. It's a cute little set. It really is. It's just a happy, like the colors are just happy, you know, super, super cute. So there you go. So those are our first two. I'm going to sit these to the side. Somebody said the bracelet was sold out. That might be true. I'm telling you, they go fast. They go really, really fast, particularly when it's happy colors and the design is easy. You guys buy those up super, super quick. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to save those two for the end. I've got two more pairs of earrings I'm going to show you. Okay, these are super cute as well. These also have some of those amazing Druck beads in them, and I love, love, love these. Put these together. So these have these awesome little check glass flowers. There are some check glass leaves, some little baby crystals, and a Druck bead. Super easy to put together. Let's do these really quickly. Okay, so with these, we're going to start out with our piece of wire, and we're going to do a wrapped loop on one end. Okay, so we're going to come in with our chain nose pliers. We're going to come down on the wire about 1.5 inches. We're going to give the wire a good bend. Okay, now we're going up and over. Rotate the pliers, take the wire over to the other side, and then we're going to wire wrap. Oh my goodness, I forgot something. I meant to attach our chain to this. So you've got two pieces of chain here, and they need to go on as you are wire wrapping. I'm going to have to cheat by opening up the link on our chain. I don't particularly like to do this, so don't forget. I just forgot. Don't forget to thread your chain on that loop. We'll do it on the other side. Just don't let me forget. But very carefully, you can open up the link of your chain. Again, I just don't like to do that because I'm afraid that if I close it back, I'm not going to get a good closure on it. So just be mindful. But go ahead and put your chain on one end, okay? Now, we're going to thread on one of our little check glass flowers, okay? And we're going to thread on 3 check glass leaves. Okay, and then we're going to thread on another check glass flower. Okay, and now we're going to do a wrapped loop here. And this wrapped loop, sorry, I had to check my camera for a second. All right, this wrapped loop we want to put that chain piece on. Okay, so we're going to give it a bend. We're going to start our wrapped loop. Okay, so up and over, rotate the pliers, take the wire over to the other side. Now go ahead, before you do your wraps, thread on. So take that chain, right, thread it onto the wire and just pop it down into that loop. And then you're just going to wire wrap. Whoops. Okay. And then we're going to trim off. Now we've got an eye pin that's going to go on to these. And you technically could thread it on as you are doing this. Go ahead and bend this around to make a nice little curve out of it. Okay. So you've got that curve shape. You could go ahead and thread your eye pin on as this is happening, or you can do it now, either way. So you just want to open up your eye pin and you want to thread it on where your wrapped loops are on one side. Okay. Again, it might be easier to thread it on before you do your, or as you're threading all of your things on. Whoops. Sorry, y'all. I have better fingers today. I'm not sure why. Open that up just a little bit wider. That might help. So it's not a hard pair of earrings to put together. It's just a little fidgety. Okay. And then you just want to close that loop back. So close your loop. Okay. Now we're going to thread on 3 of the little baby crystals. So 1, 2, 3. 1 of the Druck beads, and then 3 more of the little baby crystals. I love these little baby crystals. They're just the perfect amount of sparkle, you know? Some people are not big on tons of sparkle. I am, but for those of you who just like a little bit of sparkle, these little baby crystals are absolutely perfect for that. All right, now we're going to do a simple loop on this one as well. Okay, so we're just bending the wire over the top of the bead. Trim off, leave yourself about 1/4 of an inch of wire. Roll back. Okay, now again, you want to open up this loop. And we're just going to thread it on over here. Just a little fidgety, not hard. You have to use your pliers to get that in there. I really think it's probably easier to thread this on in advance, but we're making it do, right? So that's going to come across the center just like that. So you've got your, look how pretty that is. Love, love, love. And then the only thing left to do is just, again, sort of like the last pair of earrings that we did, is just a jump ring. And that jump ring is going to grab each end of the chain, and it's also going to hold your ear wire. All right. So take the jump ring between 2 pairs of pliers and just twist to open. Don't ever pull apart. You just want to twist. It's like you're walking it open. If you pull it apart, you'll never get that round shape back again. So you always want to twist your jump rings, right? Thread on your ear wire. And then thread on the opposite chain. And then, of course, to close your jump ring, you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to twist. Right? And that's it. And there you go. I love these. I think these are super cute. They're also very beachy and kind of vacation feeling to me, right? They kind of have that Hawaii kind of luau feel to them. Super, super cute. Love these. Love, love, love. I hope you guys like them too. All right. So that was our other pair of earrings. So we're going to do another pair of earrings. Okay. All right, so this pair's got a little bit of wire wrapping to it, but it's not hard wire wrapping. So let me show you what we've got here. You can actually put these together a couple of different ways. You don't have to put them together exactly the way that I do. So we've got some more of these little baby crystals. We're going to wire wrap those to this ring. And then we've got 2 beautiful melon beads. They're clear and they have that little bit of gold speckle to them that makes them so, so pretty. These melons came from Danielle. And I got these little crystals. I believe I got those from Cherry Tree Beads a while back. I've got a bunch of them. All right, so we're going to put these together really quickly. Okay, well, as quickly as we can. We may not put together the entire earring because the wire wrapping does take a minute, but we'll do what we can here. Okay, so basically you're going to take your wire and we're going to unwrap it from the circle here. All right, we are going to take our wire and we are just going to attach this with a couple of wire wraps. Okay, so you just want to anchor it to your ring with about 3 wire wraps. And you can leave the tail for now, just leave it. We'll trim it off later. Okay, so now that we're anchored, we're going to start adding our beads. So we've got all of these little crystals and we're just going to make our way all the way around. So you're going to take a crystal, you're going to drop it down and you're going to hold it so that it's sitting on that outer edge of the ring. And then you just want to bend your wire around the back, right? And bring it through the center of the ring. And you want to wire wrap about 3 times. Okay. The 3 wire wraps in between there, not only is that going to help to secure the bead, but it's also going to help with your spacing so that your crystals are not all sitting right on top of each other. Each crystal has its own little spot to sit and they're not overcrowding each other. So 3 wraps and then drop down another crystal. Hold on to it with your fingers, bend the wire to the back, bring it through the center of the ring, and then you're just going to wire wrap about 3 times. So you don't have to do 3 wire wraps. You could do 2, you could do 4, but whatever it is, you want to be sure that they're consistent all the way around. So if you're going to do 3, stick with 3. Don't change it up and all of a sudden do 4 because it really kind of throws off the balance of the entire piece, right? Okay. So pick up another crystal. Okay, and again, you just want to drop it down so it sits on the outer edge of the ring. Hold on to it, bend the wire to the back. And then you're just going to wrap around. Three times. Just be careful not to get your wire kinked. Okay. And then another crystal. So you're just going to work your way all the way around. Now, again, we may not do the entire thing because I've still got 2 other kits to show you guys, but I do want to be sure that everybody understands how this goes together. Okay. So 3 wraps in between. And basically what you're going to end up with is you're going to end up with 16 of these crystals. Okay. And basically what you want is you want 8 on one side and 8 on the other side. And that is so you're going to have a clear middle. And that middle is going to be where we hang our melon bead here. If you've got a bead in the middle, you don't have room to hang that. So 8 on one side, 8 on the other side. Gives you a nice center point. So Veronica wants to know, how do you add the crystal evenly so that it's not tilted? I actually prefer them to be tilted. That's just me. I like the way that they look. You can see the back, you can see where that wire is bending right down. So they are kind of sitting tilted. I'll show you. Let me attach this one because there is a way to sit it on there. But you have to be a little bit slower and a little bit more deliberate with your movements if you want to sit it perfectly on the edge. So let me show you. It just takes a little more finessing. So if you want that crystal to sit so that it is sitting evenly, what you're going to do is you're going to drop it down. And you actually have to bend the wire. Kind of have to eyeball it. Bend the wire just like that, right? You see how there's more wire here. And then you really just kind of have to finesse it. And if it's not quite right, you have to take it off and then rebend that first wire right. So can you see how now it's sitting? And it's not even sitting directly, but that crystal is lined up evenly. Do you see what I mean? So it's not sitting at an angle. All of these are sitting at an angle. This one is sitting perfectly on its edge. It's a little further away from the surface, and I could finesse it a little bit to make it sit down if I wanted to, but it does take a little bit more coaxing. And so for me, I don't ever mess with that, just because I feel like it doesn't really change the look of the design so much anyway, that it's really, to me, just depending on the design itself. But for a design like this, I don't feel like it really makes that much of a difference to the overall look of the piece. Now, if you're using bigger crystals and you're doing like a bigger design, you might want to make it sit evenly like that, and then you don't mind to necessarily take the time to do that. But all in all, I don't know that it's really necessary. But it can be done. It just, like I said, it just takes a little extra time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this will be crystal number 8. This will be almost at the center. So actually what will be our center will be these wire wraps that I'm doing right now. Okay. And if you guys don't mind, I'll just go ahead and add the others. So I only have 5. I'm going to I've lost some of the crystals. They go flying. All right, so I'll do these really quickly so that we can put this whole earring together, because I don't want you to miss out on this project, especially if you buy these earrings and you come back to watch the project. I don't want to shortchange anybody, so I'm going to go quick, okay, as quick as I can. Yeah, I don't mind that extra wire on the back either. I think it's pretty. You can always decide like which side you want to be the front. But I know some people are just particular like that, and it can be done. It just takes a little extra time, you know, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I find, though, that it's much easier if the beads are bigger, if you're wanting to line them up and sit them so that they're not at an angle. These little crystals are just a little tricky, just because you're working in such a small amount of space with such a tiny little bit of wire. So, and when I say a tiny bit of wire, I mean the wire that's entering and exiting the bead, because that's where it sits. That's really what makes or breaks how it sits, is that tiny little bit of wire in that space. So the bigger the bead, obviously, the easier it is. But Ashley says, seriously crazy. How do you get so many projects done in such a short amount of time? Well, here's the kicker, right? I come up with at least 5 or 6 kits every single week, plus projects for the Hardwired group, plus projects for our Tuesday show, right? So I'm coming up with designs all the time. And to get as many done as I do, to get 5 or 6 done in 1 hour, just takes practice. Because I don't know, if some of you have been with me for a while, you guys remember when I very first started doing Feel Good Fridays, sometimes I only had maybe 2 or 3 kits. I didn't have this many kits, but I've practiced so much. We've had so many Feel Good Fridays that now I've gotten to where I can do 6 projects pretty quickly. I just do the abbreviated versions of them, you know. Try to work as quickly as possible without, like I said, shortchanging anybody, because when you go to buy the kit, you want to come back and be able to watch the whole project start to finish. Now, I will do things to save time, like I'll pre-wire wrap some things, you know, just the little things like that. But for the most part, I've just gotten really fast. And I'm not mad about it. Not mad about it at all. All right, so this is our last crystal, okay? And then we're gonna assemble the rest of this earring. So last crystal, and we'll do our last little wire wraps here. And this is actually going to leave us a little tiny bit of space, right, of that ring. And that's a great little spot for our jump rings to go. All right, so trimming off the excess wire. All right, so we got the crystals all the way around. Now we've got 2 of these melon beads. We're going to put each one of these onto a head pin and do a wrapped loop. The little cricket. Okay, so it's so funny that you hear the cricket. It's actually not a cricket. It is actually the ceiling fan. And I didn't know that other people could hear it on the lives until my Michael's class yesterday. Not yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, Wednesday. And the moderator for the Michael's class was like, what is that? What is that clicking noise? It's so soothing. And I was like, what are you talking about? Because I get in the zone and I don't hear it. You know, it just becomes this background noise that just kind of disappears when you're deep in thought. And then I realized it's my ceiling fan, and it's the cord to the ceiling fan, the chain, and it's hitting one of the lights. I'm like, now I'm all paranoid about it. I gotta fix that so nobody hears it anymore. I'm glad it doesn't bother you all though, but I forget about it because it just becomes background, and I don't, you know, you get deep in thought and you don't hear it anymore. All right, so we've done wraps loops on both of our melon beads, and now we're just going to put this together. So I'm going to show you on the sample, we've got jump rings. So we've got 2 jump rings and our ear wire for the top one, and then 1 jump ring for the one down here on the bottom. I am missing a jump ring. There it is. Okay. So we're going to start out with the one on the bottom. Remember, we've got 16 crystals. So we want it to go, there's 8 on one side and 8 on the other side. And we're just going to drop our melon bead on and close that back. Now, this could be done, right? You could just add your ear wire to this if you wanted to. You don't have to do another drop in here. And then you could just use these drops for something else if you wanted to. I mean, that's a pretty earring, just like it is. That being said, you could also do just the drop in the center and forget the drop on the bottom. That's also a pretty earring. So you've got like 3 different ways you can put these earrings together if you want to. Totally up to you. All right, so other jump rings now. Jump ring on. Close that back. Ginger loves the earrings today. Thank you, Ginger. All right, we've got 1 more jump ring. This one's going to go up here on the top. Okay, it's going to have our ear wire. And then before I close it, I'm going to drop on our melon bead. Close that back. And there you go. These are super cute and easy to do. If you want to practice your wire wrapping, you know, just wire wrapping onto a component, this is a great little kit for that. It's not hard. Please don't be intimidated by the wire wrapping. A lot of times when I'll do like a wire wrapping kit, they don't sell nearly as well. And I feel like it's because some of you out there are still not super comfortable with your wire wrapping. And you can't mess this up, you guys. You can't. Just practice. And, you know, and if you get it, great. If you don't, take all the wire off. It's just wire, you know, and start again. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's a great way to practice. You're going to feel so good about it when you get one of them done. So if you love these earrings, but are just not feeling like your wire wrapping is the greatest, you should still take the plunge and like, give it a try. You'll see. You'll see. Have confidence in yourself. Give yourself grace, because the results are so, so pretty, and it's a great way to practice. So all right, so that's those earrings. Now I've got 2 more kits to show you, and they do kind of go together. So I'm going to sit these over here. The first one is going to be a bracelet. Now I'm going to do this bracelet super quick. And the reason that I'm doing this bracelet super quick is because this is the exact same bracelet that we did on Tuesday, just with different beads. Okay, so if you want to see the full version of this project, you're going to go back to Tuesday's live and watch. This was the exact project that we did. Okay, it's just with different beads, because remember, we were using bargain bead box beads on Tuesday. Today we're using these awesome travertine check glass beads from Sam. So I've got check glass rectangles. They're wire wrapped together, right? Just like we wire wrapped the beads together on Tuesday. So we're making an asymmetrical bracelet. We're going to use a check glass table cut flower. We're going to wire wrap that one. That's going to go in just like that. Okay. We've got a large jump ring for our center, just laying everything out for you. Okay. And from our jump ring, we're going to hang a little butterfly with a couple of bicones. We're going to hang a bellflower with the bicone. Those are going to hang from our loop. And then the other part of the bracelet, the other side, is 3 strands of chain on a jump ring. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. We're leaving out the coolest bead of all is this travertine check glass twist. So this guy, we're going to wire wrap him next to the ring and then the chain. Okay. And all of that's going to come together with a toggle, just like we did on Tuesday. So this is the bracelet configuration. Okay. You've got all of the wire ready to go. These are all wire wrapped together already. We're going to add this bead to it. Okay. So we're going to take our wire, give it a bend. So we're just making a wrapped loop eye pin. Okay. We're going up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side. And since we're making a chain, a beaded chain, we're going to take the tail end of that wire and we're going to slide it through the previous bead that we wire wrapped. Okay. Then we're going to hold on to that loop, hold everything back here in your hand, wire wrap about 3 times. Okay. We're going to trim off the excess. We're going to thread on our flower. I love these flowers. Again, all the beads in this came from Sam. Okay. And then we're just going to do a wire wrapped loop on this one. This is just a beautiful neutral bracelet. These colors, this kind of army green and khaki and these beautiful tans and browns, this makes for a bracelet that you can wear all year, right? Because it's good for all seasons. It definitely has kind of a fall feel to it. But I definitely think that it works for summer and spring as well. It's just, like I said, it's just a good neutral, really good neutral bracelet that you can mix and match with other things. Or trim off the excess here. Okay. So that'll be ready to go in just a second. We're going to go ahead and wire wrap this guy too, this one right here. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a wrapped loop. Okay. Bending the wire. We're going up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and we're going to wire wrap 3 times. Okay. And then we're going to trim off the excess. Whoops. I'm going to thread on a daisy spacer just for another little pop of metal. Our travertine twist check. That is a cool bead. And the next kit has one of these in it too. So if you love these, I love travertine. I just think it's awesome. So if you love this color palette, you're going to love the next kit too. Okay. And then we're going to do a wrapped loop. Up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then wire wrap. And we're going to trim off the excess. I've got 2 more little things to wire wrap here. And then we're just going to assemble everything. So again, if you want to see the long version of this, Tuesday's project is exactly this bracelet, just with different beads. Try to clean up my mess a little bit as we go. I actually cleaned in here last night, you guys. I haven't cleaned this office in forever, and it's actually clean now. All right, so we're taking a head pin. We're going to drop down a bicone. We're going to drop down our butterfly and then another bicone. And you can do a simple loop here. You can do a wrapped loop. I'm going to do a wrapped loop. So again, grabbing the wire where it is exiting the bead, giving it a bend. Okay, we're going up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and wire wrap in that space. Don't push the wire wraps. Don't try to push an extra one. You'll crack those bicones, and that is never a good thing. So only do as many wire wraps as will fit in there. Okay. So there's that. That's going to hang from our little loop here. And we've got one more. We're going to do bellflower, and we're going to drop a bicone down on top of it just to bring more of that kind of golden color in, and another wrapped loop. Up spin over, rotate, take the wire over, and wire wrap. Okay, we're going to trim off the excess, and then it's time to assemble our bracelet. All right, so we're going to open up the jump ring that's going to go in the center here. Okay, and I'm going to thread on our beaded chain on one side. I'm going to thread on our butterfly. I'm going to thread on our bellflower, and then I'm going to thread on our travertine twist, and then I'm going to close that back. Make sure you get a really good closure on that. Don't want anything sneaking out on you, okay? So there's that. All right, now your chain has all been pre-cut for you. You're going to take your 3 pieces of chain and you're going to thread them onto one jump ring, okay? And then that jump ring, you're going to attach it to the wrapped loop on your twist. Close that back. And then you're going to do another jump ring on the other end of those chain pieces. So you're just going to take your jump ring between 2 pairs of pliers, twist to open, thread these on one at a time. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. And before you close this jump ring, you're going to thread on your toggle ring and close that back. Okay. And then over here on the other side, you're going to attach your toggle bar, and the toggle bar goes on with 2 jump rings. Okay. And that just gives you a little extra space between your bar and your beads. So I've already got these 2 on here. I'm just going to open up, thread that onto the end of my beaded chain, and that's it. Bracelet is done. So you've got this really cool asymmetrical design. You've got some chain. It's lightweight, perfect for summer. The color palette works all year. You've got some great neutrals going on. And this is, again, another bracelet that you can reconfigure, right? You can put your charms back here at the back. You could put your chain section in the center. You could put your beads on either sides of the chain. So you really can mix this up. You don't have to put it together the exact same way that I do. You've got all the beads, all the wire, all the chain, all the hardware in your kit. You can put it together however you want to, but this is just one idea of how you can assemble it. So there you go. All right, so that's our bracelet. We've got one more kit, and then we are done for the day, okay? And it matches this. So our last kit for the day is a pendant. Now, I say pendant because there is not any chain included in this, okay? But it's super easy, goes together really, really quickly, and it has these beautiful bellflowers. They all came from Sam. There's a bunch of these bellflowers, and you're going to wire wrap each one of them. I think we're going to do 3 of them together. Okay. But you're going to put them all onto head pins, and you're going to wire wrap each one of your bellflowers. Okay. So we're going to do 3 together. I'm just going to go ahead and drop them down on each one of them onto a head pin. And then we're going to make a really cool pendant out of this. There's also 2 English cut check glass beads in this really cool amber color. All right, so more wrapped loops. All of these are getting wrapped loops. If you want to do simple loops, you absolutely can. Just be consistent. Make sure whatever you choose to do, you do it to all of them, okay? So the wire over to the other side. Wire wrap. And then we're going to trim off. Okay, so there's one. There's another. Donna says she loves this one so much. Me too. This pendant, this might be my favorite kit for the day. I saved it for the end. Saved in my opinion, the best for last. I love every kit in today's show, but I really do. I think this one is my favorite out of everything. Okay, last one. Okay, and then we're going to wire wrap a couple of other things. We're going to put this together. Okay. All right, so we wire wrap all of the bellflowers, okay? And we're going to make our drop real quick. We're going to take a head pin. We're going to thread on another one of these awesome travertine twists. We're going to put a bicone at the top of that. And then we're going to do a wrapped loop. You can do a simple loop. It's up to you. I'm going to do a wrapped loop. Okay. Up and over. Rotate. Take the wire over. I've got a short little piece of wire here to do my wraps. So I'm going to be very careful. Again, just being mindful of the bicone. Okay. Trim this off. All right. Now we're ready to put all this together. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of wire, and I'm actually going to grab this piece. Okay. And we're going to do a wrapped loop. Okay. So come down on the wire, and we're going to wrap this. We're going to attach our drop to it. Sorry. Okay. So start your loop. Okay. You're going to go up and over. Rotate, take the wire over to the other side. Now, before you do your wire wraps, okay, take it off of the pliers and thread your drop on. Okay, then I like to hold my loop with my bent chain nose pliers, and I'm going to do my wire wraps. Okay, and I'm going to trim off the excess. Now I'm going to thread on one of these English cut check glass beads. Okay. Now I'm going to thread on every single one of those bellflowers, and we're going to make a really cool cluster. So I'm going to thread them all on kind of intentionally. So I am just dropping them down, but as I'm dropping them down, I want them to all kind of sit side by side, right? So we're kind of making like a I don't know, like a fan. We're making like a little circle out of them. I don't know how to explain it. All right. Okay. So we're dropping them all down just like that. And then we're going to drop down the rest of them. They're going to sit on the top of those. So we're making a really awesome cluster out of all of these bellflowers. You can kind of shake them, get them to sit where you want them. Is it heavy? It's not, because these check glass beads don't weigh a whole lot. I mean, it's definitely too heavy to wear as an earring, but as a pendant, this is perfect. It's perfect. All right. And then you just see how they all kind of sit together. Is the shape of those bellflowers. They all just kind of go together sort of like a puzzle. And you're going to take your other English cut bead and you're going to drop that down. And you're going to push that down. And when you push that down, it's really going to kind of tighten everything up. So now there's not any movement. You want it to be, you know, secure. I don't like mine to be all over the place. So that's why there's the English cut on the top and on the bottom. Kind of cinches everything down. And then you do your wrapped loop. A flower tutu. I love it. Yes, it is a flower tutu. All right. And then you're just going to come in with your cutter tool and trim off the excess. Okay. And that's it. So it is just the pendant. Okay. How cool is that? So now it's up to you at this point. Like I said, I didn't include any chain. I have mine on chain. That's what I used for the photo for this one. So I just added a jump ring and then threaded onto a piece of chain. You can add this to whatever you want to. You can build an entire necklace around it. You can make it a keychain. You can make it a purse charm. You can, I mean, the sky is the limit, but it is just a pendant. Again, it's up to you to decide. So there isn't any necklace length for this. You could bead a necklace, put it on some cord, whatever. But you got all the pieces to do this part, right? And the rest of it is up to you. But I love to me, one of my favorite things is a bead cluster, whether it is in flower form or whether it is in bead form. I love to do that, to take a bunch of beads, put them all on head pins, and then cluster them together and cinch them down with a bead on the top and a bead on the bottom. It just makes the coolest three-dimensional designs ever. And the bellflowers, because of the shape of the, the edge of the flowers, the way that they go together, it's just like putting together a little puzzle. They're so cool. And it really makes just the coolest design. So I'm going to pop a jump ring on mine and thread mine onto some chain just so that I can show it to you on the bust. But again, all of that part is up to you. But now we have it so that we can hang, right? Super pretty. Love it. And I love it. It's so neutral and it goes with everything. It matches the bracelet. Just really, really beautiful. All right. So that's it, you guys. I'm going to turn you around. We're going to revisit these and then I'm going to let you guys go. Okay. Don't forget, you guys, that all of the kits that you have seen in today's show can be purchased over in my Etsy shop, right? Except for maybe the bracelet at the top of the show because apparently it sold out. I'll show it to you real quick. I'll show it to you real quick. But I think it's gone. So the first bracelet that we did had this beautiful check glass butterfly, or I have butterflies on the brain, dragonfly, check glass button, all of these gorgeous beads, the little bellflowers. Just such a pretty, straightforward stringing design, but the results are just so, so pretty. So there was that. And then, of course, we had the matching earrings to go with it, right? Super cute. These are a lot of fun. They're like little trapezes for your ears. Well, they're just a lot of fun. And they're really, really lightweight. And again, they look beautiful by themselves or they match the bracelet. So if you wanted the set, right, you have a great little set, make a cool gift, that's for sure. Okay, our other earrings, another one of my favorite. I love all the kits today. Were these super cool, like Hawaii? I don't know. They're just really cool little tropical earrings, right? But not like over the top tropical. Like you could wear these all year, And blue, you can always wear blue. So, right. And our other pair of earrings were our wire wrapped rings with our melons, our melon teardrops. Also really pretty. I love the combination of that gold and that blue-green crystal. I just think those are really cool. Okay. And then our last two things were, of course, our asymmetrical bracelet with those gorgeous travertine beads, some bicone crystals. So you've got some pops of color. It's just a really beautiful neutral. And then last but not least is our pendant. Is that not? It's like a hibiscus, not like a snowball bush. That's what it reminds me of. I love it. Love. I think that's my favorite thing in the whole show today. I mean, it's just so cool. I'm gonna have to keep one for myself. I love it so much. And I love you guys. Thank you so much, you all, for hanging out with me and letting me be a part of your Fridays and your Tuesdays. Some of you even see me twice on Tuesdays and twice on Fridays. That's commitment. I don't know how you put up with me, but I appreciate it more than you know. Ginger said, is there a link for today's kits? There were links posted, I believe, throughout the entire show. But if not, you can just go straight over to my Etsy shop. It's etsy.com/shop/13crows, and it'll take you right over. Just make sure that when you're shopping in my Etsy shop that you know the difference between what's a kit and what's a finished piece of jewelry, because I do have finished pieces of jewelry over in my Etsy shop as well. So yeah. You guys, thank you so much. I love you all. Hardwired, I will see you guys at 4 p.m. Eastern time this afternoon. We're going to get together. We're going to hang out. We're going to work on a little something, and we're going to do our Friday recap. So be looking forward to that. The rest of you guys, if you want to come and hang out with me tomorrow for my Michaels class, it's at 1 p.m. Eastern time over on the Michaels website. And everybody else, I'll see you on Tuesday. Don't forget, Tuesday is the big birthday show. I'll have Nile here and Sam, so it will be a great time. Set your reminders. You don't want to miss that. If you do, though, don't forget you can see it on the replay, just like all of these. You guys have a wonderful rest of the afternoon. I love you. Bye.